I bet you know this feeling.
Right.
You're in the automotive world putting so much into your marketing, and your operations, but you're just not seeing the huge growth you want.
It's common challenge.
There's always something new popping up, a new platform or tactic you need to learn.
Oh, yeah.
And now everybody's talking about AI. It's like you got to leverage every single thing, make sure every single initiative you try is a home run. But what if there was a way to approach this that's smarter, more targeted?
Well, there is. And that's what we're diving into today.
Awesome. I am so glad to have you here today. We are going to zero in on a really powerful strategy
Mm-hmm.
for dealerships to really transform using AI. And
Mhm.
we're doing this all within the 30-day AI protocol, which, as our listeners know, is like the ultimate AI playbook for car dealerships.
It really is. And today, we're going deep on a super key principle
Yeah.
from day 25 of the protocol, scaling what works. So instead of spending all your time and energy trying to fix, every single campaign or process that's underperforming, we're going to explore why it's so much better.
Right.
To amplify the stuff that's already doing well with AI,
Right.
it's way more effective and less stressful for you and your team and your budget.
It's like shortcut, right? Like a
Yeah.
way to focus your energy on the things that are working and grow faster and bigger without getting stuck in the weeds, trying to make every little thing perfect. We've all been there, right? Looking at an ad that's just not performing, or a campaign that's, lagging behind.
Sure.
And you think to yourself, no, I can make this work. We can fix this. But what does the data tell us?
Well, it tells us we need to recognize this one big tendency, and we hear this all the time from dealerships.
Okay.
Our videos need to be better. We need to optimize every single one of our online ads. Let's pour a ton of resources into fixing these marketing campaigns that aren't doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds pretty responsible.
Yeah.
Like good management.
On the surface, it totally does. Yeah. You've put time and money into these things.
Right.
You kind of feel like, you need to see a return across the board. But the 30-day AI protocol says, hold on, that approach can backfire. You end up chasing after way too many things instead of focusing on what's really moving the needle.
Exactly. It's like you're trying to resuscitate these initiatives that might not be the right fit for your dealership right now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This isn't a new problem.
Okay.
It's not just like an AI thing. Think about traditional marketing, especially, paid advertising.
Right.
You've always had some ads that totally hit the mark with customers,
Yeah.
bringing in those awesome, high quality leads. And then there are others that
They just sit
they
there.
kind of blend into the background, right?
Totally.
Same with campaigns. Some just consistently deliver that amazing return on investment, and others,
Yeah.
you're like, what am I getting out of this?
Yeah, it's the Pareto principle, right?
Yeah.
That 80-20 rule. And the dealerships that really get it, the ones that are just crushing it, they understand this deeply.
Huh.
They don't waste time trying to turn every single underperforming ad into a winner.
Nope. They figure out what's already working really well, the ads and campaigns that are already delivering those amazing results, and they put all their energy into scaling those up.
So you're saying it's about strategically reinvesting those resources, right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental shift in how you manage your time and your budget.
I love that. And the 30-day AI protocol actually shares a perfect example of this. A dealer who was really struggling with this exact challenge. They had a ton of digital marketing campaigns running, and their marketing team was just spread way too thin. They were constantly tweaking ad copy, adjusting bids, optimizing. It was exhausting.
I can only imagine, just constantly trying to keep all those plates spinning in the air. I bet some of our listeners are feeling that right now.
Definitely. But what was interesting about this dealer is that they realized something super important.
Okay, what's that?
They dug into their data and discovered that only about 20% of their campaigns were actually driving 80% of their high-quality leads.
Wow. That's a huge imbalance.
It is. So what did they do?
I'm guessing they didn't just keep tweaking those underperforming campaigns.
No, they didn't. They made a big decision.
Right.
They shut those campaigns down completely.
Wow, that's bold.
It was. But it was a strategic decision. They took the budget that was going to those campaigns and they put it all into the campaigns that were already working.
That makes sense.
And the results were incredible. Their cost per lead dropped by 40%.
Wow.
Their lead quality went way up, and their marketing team finally had space to breathe.
They could focus on those top performing campaigns instead of, putting out fires all the time.
Exactly.
So it really proves that, focusing on what's already working is so powerful.
Absolutely. And what's super insightful is how this idea, this scaling what works idea, which is at the core of the 30-day AI protocol, applies to using AI at your dealership. This dealer, they didn't just use this for their, regular marketing. They used it for everything, including their AI stuff.
Right, because AI is being used all over dealerships these days.
Oh, yeah. Creating content for social media, emails, websites, you name it, even writing video scripts.
Yeah.
And I bet most dealerships are seeing, different levels of success with those tools. Some AI tools are probably amazing,
Hmm.
others are just okay, and some, maybe not so much.
And the natural instinct is to try and make every single AI tool perfect,
Yeah.
right? Tweak it, optimize it.
Yeah.
But a 30-day AI protocol says, hold on a second, let's take a more strategic approach.
Yeah.
And that approach is find those AI tools that are already working really well and go
Right.
all in on those.
It's about, really leaning into your strengths. And the protocol gives us a couple great examples of how dealerships are doing this. One dealer, their AI-generated vehicle descriptions were performing really well. Customers loved them. So what did they do? They just kept creating more and more detailed descriptions using that same AI.
So smart. Give the people what they want, right?
Exactly. Another dealer found that their automated email follow-up sequences, which were also powered by AI, were just killing it. Open rates were through the roof. Click-through rates were awesome.
So what do? Scrap them and start from scratch.
No, they didn't. Instead, they expanded them, made them even better, and used them to reach more customers. They took what was working and amplified it.
So instead of having a ton of AI tools that are doing okay,
Hmm.
you end up with a few that are just extraordinary.
That's it. And you're putting all your resources into the ones that are really making a difference.
It's like going from, a bunch of little sparks to a few really powerful bonfires.
I love that. And the 30-day AI protocol calls this building excellence momentum. When your AI systems are focused on doing things they already excel at, they learn and grow so much faster because they're getting more relevant data, right?
Hmm.
Your team gets better at using those tools because they're using them all the time.
Right.
And your results just skyrocket because you're building on a foundation of success.
It's all about focusing that energy.
It makes me think of like a sports team. You know how coaches will review game film with their players? They don't spend hours dissecting every single play. They focus on the plays that worked, the ones that led to touchdowns, the ones that got them closer to winning. And they figure out how to run those plays even better.
A great analogy. So let's say you're a dealership and you're listening to this and you're like, okay, I'm ready to use this scale what works approach for my AI content.
Hmm.
Where do you start?
Well, the 30-day AI protocol is pretty clear about this. Step one, you got to analyze the content that your AI is already making that is performing well. Don't just look at the number of views or likes on a post. Really dig in. What specifically resonated with your audience? What made them click, comment, share? Figure out how to create more content that has those same winning elements, and then figure out where else you can use those elements in your marketing and communication.
I'm remembering the example from the protocol about those service reminder emails.
Oh, yeah, those were great.
This dealership was getting crazy high open rates and response rates on their AI-generated service reminders. A lot of people would be like, awesome, it's working, moving on.
Right.
But they were curious. They actually stopped and asked themselves, why is this working so well?
They wanted to understand the magic behind it.
Exactly. So they looked at everything, the tone of the emails, the time of day they sent them, how personalized they were, and then they used that to create different versions for different types of service appointments.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't stop there. They applied that same successful formula to sales follow-up messages, new inventory alerts, even customer satisfaction surveys.
And it worked. The service department was getting more responses, sales follow-ups were more engaging, and overall, their customer communication was just way more effective. All because they took the time to understand why one AI application was so successful, and then they used that knowledge everywhere.
Brilliant. And this idea, this scaling what works idea, isn't just for content creation. It's a game changer for AI-driven marketing campaigns, too.
Absolutely. Instead of splitting your advertising budget across a ton of campaigns, put more of your money into the campaigns that are powered by AI and are already bringing in amazing results. Let those AI algorithms do their thing.
Yeah, let them scale those successful approaches. It's what they're designed to do.
And here's the flip side of that coin. And the 30-day AI protocol is very clear about this. If you have an AI-powered campaign or ad that's just not working, even after you've given it a fair shot, stop it. Don't keep throwing money at it.
Be ruthless.
Take that budget and put it into something that's actually working.
Exactly. Now, think about customer experience. The 30-day AI protocol has this great example about an AI-powered trade evaluation tool. This dealership realized it was an awesome way to get potential customers engaged early on.
Right from the start.
And get this, they didn't just have this tool tucked away on their website somewhere. They made it the centerpiece of their whole customer acquisition strategy.
So they gave customers multiple ways to use the tool, right?
Yep. They built marketing campaigns around it. They trained their sales team to talk about it. They even created special promotions tied to the tool.
So smart. They basically made it impossible for customers to miss.
And the impact was huge. They were getting higher quality leads because customers were using this awesome tool right from the start. The sales process became smoother because they had more info about potential trades up front. And their closing rates went up because they were building those relationships through a tool that customers loved.
That's amazing. And you know what? This idea of amplifying success, which is a big part of the 30-day AI protocol, can even help your team work better internally.
Oh, yeah.
When you find AI tools that are making your staff more efficient, more effective, the protocol says, don't keep looking for new solutions. Focus on making the winning tools even easier to use.
Love that.
There's this great example in the protocol about a sales team that was using an AI-powered presentation builder. This thing was helping them close deals left and right.
It was a rock star tool.
It was. So instead of introducing a bunch of new tools, the dealership decided to make the presentation builder even better. They created shortcuts, more templates, and they trained everybody on the sales team to use it like a pro.
So instead of spreading themselves thin, they focused on making the best even better.
Exactly. And that's how you create a team that's confident, efficient, and successful.
It's like being a really good investor. Right? You find those assets that are performing well and you put more money into those. You don't keep trying to fix the investments that are tanking. You cut your losses and focus on the winners.
So in the dealership world, that means creating systems that automatically identify and scale those AI-driven successes. And to do that, you have to have a clear definition of what success looks like, right?
Absolutely. And the 30-day AI protocol says it's not just about simple metrics like, how many leads you got or how many cars you sold. You got to look deeper.
Dig deeper, okay.
Ask yourself, is this AI tool making your team more productive? Are customers loving it? Is it saving time and money while also improving results? Can you scale it up without sacrificing quality? And can AI make it even better in the future?
Love it. And one of the best ways to put this scale what works principle into action is to create a system. The 30-day AI protocol talks about a dealership that created something called the Scale Success System. It was part of their 30-day AI transformation.
Very cool.
And the system had a regular review process for all their AI implementations. They divided everything into 3 categories: winners, maybes, and non-starters.
Okay, I like it. So winners are the initiative that are clearly achieving amazing results. Maybes are the ones that, they show some promise but need more work.
Yep.
And non-starters are the ones that are just not working.
And they were ruthless about this. They put about 80% of their time and budget into scaling the winners, and the remaining 20% went into exploring new possibilities, but only through small, controlled experiments. They didn't overinvest in anything that hadn't proven itself.
So smart.
And it worked. Their marketing budget was way more efficient because they weren't wasting money on stuff that wasn't working. Their team felt more confident because they were focusing on proven strategies, and their customers had better experiences because they were interacting with systems that were designed to deliver success.
It's all connected.
It is. And as we move forward in the 30-day AI protocol, as we start building that growth engine for your dealership, we have to remember that this scale what works mindset is the foundation. You have to know what your high-performing engines are before you can build upon them.
Couldn't agree more. So to really drive this point home for our listeners, if you want to achieve real, lasting growth in today's automotive world, you got to stop trying to make every single thing a success. Instead, find what's already working and put all your energy into making those things even better. That's how you win with AI.
It's all about focusing your resources where they'll have the biggest impact. And when you do that, you can see huge improvements in efficiency, your team will be happier, and most importantly, your dealership will thrive.
So here's a question for all of you listening out there. What's working really well at your dealership right now? Even if it seems small, if you gave it more attention, more resources, could it grow into something amazing? Could it change the way you do business?
So start looking for those wins and figure out how you can turn them into something even bigger.
That's the power of the 30-day AI protocol.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
This was great.
Until next time.
See ya.